Peace to the Saints and Gorgeous Dre. And this is Great-ism, no great wisdom. Thank you, gentlemen, for blessing us. Absolutely. Shout out to Teddy, always consistent, supporting. You were saying?
Well, I wanted to say something about when I was younger, very sexually active, because that was my point of reference. That made me feel important, that I could sleep with as many girls that I want. I think one time when I was younger, tallied up 16. Well, before I was 16, I slept with 30 girls. Right.
Damn.
Before the time of 16.
Yeah, you beat me.
Yeah. So I was just really active and having a good time dealing with different nationalities, different all kind of girls or whatever. Right. So then I had a religious experience at 16 that slowed that down into the Christian church and went through that whole fiasco. Right. But what I'm saying is that when I began to grow and develop, when I got into the lifestyle, right, the P lifestyle, there were some things that I was able to take from the P lifestyle that are beneficial to today, that taught me value, right? I was talking to one of my wives. I got 2 wives, but I was talking to one of them and I was like, you know, when I present myself and I'm talking to you, I'm talking to her, and when I'm talking to you and when I'm saying to you, I'm not the kind of man that you'll ever have to worry about being quote unquote unfaithful. You think unfaithful means that's a man is sleeping with another woman. That is not unfaithful. Unfaithful is that
talk about it.
That's unfaithful, right? But American
one more time for the people. One more time.
You think that being unfaithful is going to sleep with another woman. That is not unfaithful. Unfaithful is that you lied. It's the lie that is the unfaithful. Right. So American culture has taught women that being unfaithful is a man that goes and frequents another woman. No, the unfaithful is the primary, the lie before this act. Right. Now, if a man is transparent with the woman that he's dealing with and saying that, you know, I'm not monogamous and these are the things that I do, and I want you to know up front to give you the opportunity to decide whether you want to be with who I am. How could that be unfaithful? As a matter of fact, that's honest. That's integrity. That's manly. You see what I'm saying? So I was telling her, you never have to worry about me being that way, not because I'm worried about you, but because of who I feel I am. I'm not going to lend myself to no female. I'm Dre, right? I'm a high commodity man, and I'm not about to have girls out there just talking about, oh yeah, I slept with Dre. It's not going to happen. I feel so superior about who I am as a man that I'm not lending myself to no woman. If it happens, it has to be a purpose. There has to be a purpose. So, for instance, there are some of my understudies that have studied up underneath me, and they talk about, now listen very carefully, what a woman brings to the table. A woman got to bring something to the table, right? On a smaller scale, it sounds cute. It sounds like you are a very powerful person, that you are expecting a woman to bring something to the table. Well, that's because he's not a conqueror, right? In the height that he's reached in his game, his level of understanding, the height is, I feel so special that a woman has to bring something to the table. I want you to get this, right? Because this is real high level consciousness. He feels, and he's a very popular guy out there, a woman got to bring something to the table to mess with me. And I told him, you think that sounds powerful, but to a woman that is very powerful, a multi-billionaire woman or a multi-hundred-millionaire woman, you look like an undeveloped individual. You wouldn't be able to reach her, because that kind of woman will see you as a person that is a manipulator and a user to say that I need somebody to bring something to the table, because it's what you're playing for, right? And, you know, in American P, I said I'm playing for big stakes. So listen to what I'm talking about. So they would never have access to knocking the mayor off like I did. Knocking the U.S. senators off. They play too small. They can't see it. They think they got to bring something to the table. All you're saying is that you don't have it all together. That's what you're really saying to a woman of that elite status. You are a person that don't have it all together, that you need me to assist you in your lack. You need me to assist you in your lack. That's what it says to that level of woman, instead of me attracting that level of woman by saying there's nothing you could offer me. There's nothing I need for you. See, I could play for her doing something for me because I don't need nothing from you. But if you from the beginning telling her, I need you to bring something to the table, and this is a woman that's so powerful, see you like a little ant. See you like a manipulator and a user. You could never reach a woman like that. So I'm telling him, you playing yourself short, young fella. You think you're saying something powerful because that's the popular thing to say in the manosphere and all that. A woman got to bring something to the table. Or Kevin Sam, you got to bring something to the table. No, you can't do nothing for me. I am complete. That give me access to her. And not only access to her, that makes her come appropriately. So her billions and everything are accessible to me because, broad, I don't need nothing you got. I'm totally complete right now without you, whatever, right? That makes that kind of woman bow down and find interest in you as a man. And your value as a man becomes higher than the wealth that she possesses. The manhood comes to the top. But when you saying a woman got to bring something to the table, that kind of woman's looking at you like a little ant. Bring something to the table, you little ant. But he didn't understand that. He still says it to this day. A girl got to bring. So that's what all you little cats out there that might have a little money, that's just a little successful. That's what you guys all say, right? You all say it because you think it makes you look superior. In the eyes of the ultra elite, it makes you look small. It makes you look undone. You need her help to make you be somebody. You could never reach her. To see, I'm playing for big stakes. Even now, listen to me. Let me let you in on a secret. The way I move, I want to attract Sheba. You know who Sheba is? Queen Sheba, who came to come look at Solomon. There was something she heard about Solomon, and she came bearing gifts at that level because Solomon didn't need nothing from her. And he gave that energy off. And when you give the energy, what you give off is covering. Listen to me. When you give the energy off that you are self-contained and you don't need anything from her, what you give off to an elite woman is the covering you can provide for her. But if you're giving off the energy that she needs to bring something to the table, the covering that's valuable to her is lacking. You miss an opportunity to have access to that type of woman because you don't have covering to provide for her. She's asking for covering. How can you cover somebody that you need something from? How you gonna cover somebody you need something from? And I tried to tell him, and every time you say that, you kill yourself off from that high-powered, multi-billionaire woman because you can't provide any covering because you look needy. I'm giving you guys billion-dollar game.
Dre, I'm thinking, since you're speaking against something folks have heard frequently and from individuals they admire, they're saying, well, gee, that can't be right. And then they're asking themselves, well, Dre, if she's not bringing anything to the table, well, what is she bringing? What's her function? How do I qualify her?
I don't need her to do anything for me, just to submit. Last time we talked about it, I said, I think like God. What can you do for God? You can submit, period. You can't offer anything to God, but your obedience and your submission. I don't see a woman great enough to offer me anything. I'm sorry, you do. There's not one woman in the world great enough to offer me something. A queen, a whatever. Ain't no woman in the world great enough to offer me nothing but her submission. And not because I want to use her, because I got the covering to give you with your billionaire self. Think I care about that? I'm a man that come from scraps. You've been provided cushion. I'm not impressed with your cushion. Some of the most evil men in the history of the world have been wealthy people. You think I'm impressed with just wealth alone? I'm impressed with character. And when I'm talking to a woman, those are the things that I'm talking to her about. What I've been accomplished with nothing. Respect that. Your comfort and your cushion could not possess what I've conquered. You can't do it. That's what makes me formidable, valuable. That's why I could got those women. Funny thing is, not one of the U.S. senators, the third most powerful in the world, in the country. When I was talking to her, her aides were embarrassed by what she said to me. She said, "Who taught you how to talk like that?" They were all embarrassed that she said that. She'd been up around Obama. She's been up around Ivy League educators. She's been up around all kind of impressive people with resumes. But she was so taken back, she couldn't even help herself, even though it was inappropriate. She said, "Who taught you how to talk like that?" And she did what I asked her to do to help me in police accountability. You don't have that. You don't understand what I'm trying to give you. You can't make a woman feel that she's so significant that from the beginning you need her help. You remember when I said, when I went before Seattle Foundation and Nick Handauer and all these people, I went and gave them an opportunity. I wasn't asking for a handout. And when I'm dealing with a woman, no matter that elitist, I'm giving her an opportunity to be with a man she ain't never been with. I'm giving her an opportunity to be with a man. That's the value. Guard the Man. You see that right there? That was a good time to plug it. Guard the Man, my book. Guard the value of what I'm trying to explain to you. You can't see it because you don't understand the value of who you are. I do. And I know the value of a man is above every bit of money that exists. You know how I know? Because the Bible says, listen for you Bible folks, because there are fundamental principles in these Bibles that I'm going to take out that's not been Christianized and Eurocentric. You know what I'm saying? They put their seal in it. No. Before them, what was the principle in the saying? Listen to this. This is how I can prove it to you. Who can find a virtuous woman? Listen, for her price. Whose price? The virtuous woman's price. What, Dre? Is far above the bag, far above rubies, it says. He's saying there are characteristics that reside within people that are more important than money. He's teaching you fundamentals that are thousands of years old, hidden knowledge. If that exists in a woman, that the virtuous woman's price is far above money, how much more a man? How much the value of who I am is more than that billionaire woman's. But you can't get it. Earlier I told you I think like a conqueror, and you still won't be able to get it because it stretches you. It's areas in your mind that you haven't thought. You don't have those portals open. You're blinded, you're blocked, and all you could do is take offense to me. And I understand that. That's why I'm only here for the remnant. Only here for those that could hear. And if you hear what I'm telling you in every area in your life, you will master it. You will always be the item simply because of the man that you are. But you don't understand it. I've done wonders. Go ahead, Marquett.
No, I wanted to say, because shout out to Chuncher, who actually ordered Guard the Man, which is linked in the description. So I wanted to double up the plug. It was very timely. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Keep going.
I'm just saying, I'm giving you some things you've never heard that has worked for me all my life. And it didn't just work for women. It made men that could hear, respect it, and honor it. Because whenever you introduce something new, you enter something new knowledge into the equation to a man that could hear, he'll salute you. That's what men do. If you bring something new into the equation, the information that I'm giving you, new into the equation, do you understand? A man will take it, he'll honor it, and he'll honor you. A little boy will be intimidated, right? And be adverse to you. But I'm only here for the remnant. I live it. Listen, I said it last time that I'm not who I am because of the amount of money and all this kind of stuff. I've had money. I've had it all my life in the game, multi-millionaire, didn't have any money. None of that means listen, it's never money. This is why those people submit, because they are who they are because of their money. And they sing that I have found something greater than money. Just like God says that virtuous woman is greater than money. Those are fundamentals, hidden information and hidden knowledge. I know it so I can operate and continue to duplicate it. So I walk in a world without zero. I got money, but zero money. That's not my play. That's not something that I utilize. That is nothing. It is who I am and what I talk about. I sit your girl down. I'm going to appeal to areas that are dead in her. What makes me dangerous is because the woman that you've got will come alive to areas that were dead and dormant in her, and only I can open them up. And you will wonder, how did it happen? It's not the same woman, because what I opened up, she became mine because of what I opened up. She had a different point of reference. She has a different way of thinking. She has a different mind. Right? And so now that's my creation from what I opened up. And then what it does, it builds value, because now she knows this is who I was. I didn't see, I didn't understand. This is what I am because of this information. And now the value goes to that man. You could have good sex with her. You could have been well endowed with her. You could have had all the money with her. You could have gifted her. None of that matters, because who she was with you and who she is with me is two different people because of what I opened up, the portals that opened up that were dead. And so now something that has come alive is something you're not even familiar with. You don't even know that person. Do you understand? So there's so many levels. And like in the game, people used to wonder, other P guys in the game, what does Dre, other Ps that are masterful, would be like, what is Dre telling these women? Because they recognize there's something going on with this guy here that's different than anybody's doing. It's just different. It's what is he telling them? And I told you somebody would call one of my P guys, man, Dre, what are you telling them women? I said, well, I'm going to tell you what I wasn't telling them, what you guys be telling them, that it's about some money. In my documentary, Master the Game, one of the girls were talking about, when she got with me and she would go be doing her thing and she didn't make any money and she called crying, and I would check her about her crying, and I would tell her, don't never minimize me down to no money. I taught you that this information is primary. The money's nothing. The money go with the territory. I minimize that stuff. The money go with the territory. It's nothing to salute. All you cats out there just salute money. And every one of your women is susceptible to a man like me. You better be happy I'm not in that life no more. I might be a 1,000 deep right now. I'd be 1,000 deep right now.
You'd be a terror, huh?
Boy. You are not ready. You are not ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a nice guy. I'm beat back, but Marquett got me on here releasing my measure, man. Got me on here releasing the game, man.
You be out here knocking them.